cosmetology and licensing. Generally, and previously, it was restricted to commercial zones, some industrial zones with approval by Planning Commission. But in recent years, we made an amendment thanks to former council member Joni Alexander Robinson, and we now approve them as home occupations. So if you want to start up, you're not now restricted to a commercial location. You can get approval to do cosmetology, esthetician work, etc. in your home with an inspection from your supervising agency and the City of Pine Bluff and Fire Department, okay? And the limitation at a home is that you cannot have workers. It would be your business, you only, versus a commercial location where you can do it and have other workers within your organization and business, okay? The inspection process is the same for the home or the commercial location. It's a $75 fee, and that brings out myself, building, electrical, plumbing, inspector, HVAC, the fire department, and then you bring your state approval for your location. The home has limitations as far as entry, and you can't establish it outside of the parameters of the walls of your regular home because they don't want to see you establishing things in accessory buildings because it will attract what we call commercial activity in residential zones that could decrease property values and cause nuisances to adjacent property owners. So you're allowed to do it at your home, but with limitations so that you don't take away from the residential character of those areas, okay? So you have that $75 inspection, and then bring your board approval, and then you can get your business license, okay? I inquired about business licensing fees today, and I was a little surprised. So a beautician and barber are, the licensing is $42 a year, okay? Plus $25.20 for any additional worker, yeah. Schools are $84 plus $25.20 for any additional instructor. So it's reasonable. It's hard. It's hard. So it's reasonable to, maybe the setup and getting started, but licensing with the city is not astronomical, you know. And so it would be better to be in compliance and operating so I don't get a phone call from your neighbor. Commercial or residential, you get a phone call from commercial and residential occupancy. But I have copies of our amended ordinance that tells you what's approved, how you are permitted to operate from the home. And of course, commercial facilities are the same standard. If you have to do any work to establish a commercial facility, keep in mind inspection and approvals for any changes you make inside the building. Any plumbing that you do inside the facility has to be approved by the state and submitted to the city, showing that they approved that setup before you actually did the work. Has to be licensed contractors do it, and permits have to be pulled, and inspections have to be made by the inspection and zoning department, okay? That's the basics for cosmetology and those associated fields. Do you all have any questions for me? The amendment was done 2022, so just a couple years ago. Until then, it was illegal to do work in your house. Yeah. Yeah. And I believe, correct me if I'm right, the only type of hair, natural hair braiding, does not require any state licensing or approvals. Yeah. You still have to have a city license, but you don't have to, yeah.
As long as it's not what color, no services. Okay.
Yeah.
So they can wash? Okay.
So the in-home, is that just for Pine Bluff or is that statewide?
It's just Pine Bluff, because previously Pine Bluff prohibited licensing from a home.
Okay.
But didn't stop you though, girl, did it? So, but now you can get a license for it, yeah.